to Ed Rensi on all of this, the former McDonald's USA CEO. Edward, so much to get into with you, including how a lot of these employers are doing anything and everything they can, including paying sharply higher wages just to get workers. And they're having a devil of a time. What do you make of that?
Well, it is a very serious situation, and I don't know what the secretary is talking about. I talk to job applicants constantly in all my responsibilities. They all say the same thing. Why do I want to come back to work when I'm making as much money as I was making before, and I don't have to worry about daycare? My kids are at home. I got to do homeschooling. The whole government leadership has corrupted the labor market in ways that most people don't understand. And when Kroger talks about a $15, $16 average wage, that means there's people in some localities that are significantly below and some that are significantly above. I'll tell you what is going to happen, and it is happening right now. Innovation and automation is going to start replacing people at a level we've never seen before, and personal service is going to decline in a lot of industries. I look at McDonald's right now testing artificial intelligence, voice recognition in the drive-thrus so people can come in, place their order, talk to a teenager that's really buried in the computer, place their order. It's wrong about 15-20% of the time. But McDonald's is a well-managed company. They're going to figure it out. They're going to get it right. They're going to make it work because they just can't afford at that franchise level. Franchisees can't afford to pay $15, $20 an hour, or a Big Mac is going to cost more than a car. It's just absurd what our federal, state, and local governments are doing with this wage business.
Yeah, and to your point, I talked yesterday with the guy who runs the Sergio's restaurant chain, largely in Florida, serves Cuban food. I'm sure you're familiar with it. And one of the things he was telling me, this is Carlo Gazatua, is that he is, relying more on these robots that come and deliver your food. It's been very efficient for them, helps out those waiters and waitresses there with their job, but they're almost taking over the place. And he said that he had no choice to do that. He wasn't saying that he was eyeing at something that would hurt talent and those that would work at his restaurants, but he needed some sort of a backup plan, and he's got it now. What do you make of that?
It isn't just restaurants. Every small business that's dependent upon personal service needs bodies to serve the consumer. Robots serving food servers, food runners like you're talking about, take up an awful lot of space, and they have no love for the customer. And the restaurant business isn't about just eating. It's about hospitality, going where everybody knows your name. It's the bartender you talk to once a week and ask about how the kids are. It's a local business where you're a neighbor and a friend, and robots and automation and things like that just aren't going to cut it. We're going to see, my prediction is, we're going to see a significant change in the way people hire hourly labor. There's a company in Chicago that I think has an employment platform that's staggering in its implications. It's all about branded employees that work in certain brands that go on an online auction for jobs. Managers bid the position. The employee can take it or leave it. They can work on multiple restaurants. And most importantly, when they finish their shift, they get paid on a credit card, debit card kind of a system. It's a 50% to 100% of the pay immediately. And when you need cash fast, you're motivated.
I do wonder, though, where all of it is going, because when I dine out, I'm always surprised by, hey, is this the same menu I was looking at last year? I mean, prices have gone up markedly. Now, a lot of times, in the case, of you see a Chipotle and all announcing it's going to raise prices, menu prices, pretty much across the board, about 4%. That's one thing to deal with the extra people it's bringing on, the 20,000 for this busy summer season, but it's quite another when the price of a chicken dinner is doubled effectively, or a pork dinner, or a host of others. I wonder what the threshold is at which customers then say, no, this is crazy.
At every tier of the economy on wage earners and expenses, for every 1% increase in price, you lose about 1% of your transaction counts. Right now, we're looking at significant food cost increases. A case of chicken was $40. Now it's $130 a case. Prices are going up at about 1.5% to 2% a month. Pretty soon we're going to outrun the family budget. You're going to start to see dumbing down of food and recipes in the lower-end restaurants. What all can you do to eggs, bacon, and ham in a breakfast restaurant? You don't have very many places to go. Higher-end restaurants can make adjustments. They can alter their recipes and stuff. But you're going to see a dumbing down of everybody's menu to try to stay ahead of this inflation. And I think the bubble's going to break sometime around January, February, if not sooner of this year, because we just can't absorb the price increases at the wholesale level or at the retail level. And this employment thing, what are the differentiations? When you have great food and great service, you got a good combination. You can have great food and bad service, that's bad. Or you can have really great service and okay food, and that's good. It's not a static environment. It's really dependent upon the consumer, their desires, their wishes, the employees. It's got to all work together, and the government's getting in the way of that relationship, and it's terrible.
Ed Rensi, McDonald's USA former CEO. Very good seeing you again, Ed. I do appreciate your perspective on this. We need to hear that.